Welcome to Vlogmas Day 3. I'm Allison, but my friends call me Hattie, and I'm a knitter living here in the Pacific Northwest. And this is my third day of Vlogmas, where I'm just kind of showing you what I'm doing throughout the week. So yesterday I did a lot of sock knitting, and I got kind of overwhelmed with the number of projects that I have going right now, because usually I'm a pretty monogamous knitter. I usually have maybe one pair of socks and one other project on the needles, but right now I have 3 pairs of socks and a pair of slippers on the needles. And I also have my yarn advent that I would like to cast on soon, and another pair of slippers that I want to make before Christmas, and of course, a plethora of other projects that I have yarn for that I would love to start as soon as I can, but I'm gonna hold off. I decided this morning that I'm not gonna cast on anything until I finish at least one pair of the socks or the slippers. I'm gonna work on my daughter's gift socks that they're a surprise for her, so she doesn't know I'm making those. So I can only work on those when she's at school, basically. So I'll work on those the most, I think. And then when she's home, I can work on the slippers because she knows about those, or my other sock, which is the Mending sock, which is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. And I started this yesterday. So I got into the lace work a little bit, and I think it's looking pretty. I also feel like it looks kind of big, but I don't normally knit toe-up socks, and so I don't know how big the toe is supposed to look when it's not attached to a whole foot. It looks very different. I kind of snugged it onto my toes, and it looked a little roomy, but not too bad. So I'm going to keep going with it. And maybe if they're too big, I can give them to a friend who has slightly larger feet than me. But I have been doing great with my sock squad yarn all year. I've made a pair of socks for myself every single month, and that was my goal, was to make a pair for me every month. And right now I'm trying to decide if I want to go with sock squad for next year or not. I was thinking about La Mercerie has I forget what they call it, a year of sock. I was thinking about maybe looking into that subscription, because they do different yarn dyers every month, and you get to kind of try out some different yarns throughout the year. But I looked last night and they said they were all sold out. I don't know how often they update that, or if they add more subscriptions throughout the year or not, but I don't know. And I also looked at Farmer's Daughter Fiber, did like a peek of what their colors might look like. They're also going to be, next year, they're going to be inspired by a different artist. They were inspired by Jessica Rue illustrations this year, and they were all very dark, earthy tones, which is beautiful, but I tend to lean towards more bright colors. And so the palette that they were looking at for next year, 2025, is very bright, and I don't know. I'm kind of maybe thinking that, but also like maybe I need to take a break. I have a lot of leftovers of all these sock subscriptions, and I could probably knit another pair of socks with most of them, if not other scrappy projects. So I'm still trying to decide. I think if you order the Sock Squad by December 10th, then you can get the little notebook that comes with it, which I got last year and I didn't use that much. So I don't know. I'm putting all this pressure on myself that I might not need to. All right, let's open my yarn advent. Okay, sorry about that. Let's open my yarn advent. I'm having really bad allergies, so I apologize if I have sniffles or my eye is watering. It's something that I deal with. All right, so I got a yarn advent from Botanical Yarn, and we're on day 3. So it is a fade, and Oh, another pink. This one goes darker than yesterday, or more saturated. This is definitely more cotton candy or bubblegum pink, maybe. Yesterday, I did wind these up yesterday. Was more of like a very light pink. And then day one was more of a corally salmon pink. So we're definitely skewing pink, but very pretty. Okay. There they are. I'm going to need to wrap this up quickly because of my allergies. I'm filming this a little bit later because I had a busy morning. I dropped my daughter off at school and then I went for a walk with my friend and my son and my dog. And it was very nice, but we probably did like 3.5 miles. So then I got home and I had to put my son down for his nap and take a shower because, when you have young kids, you have to fill in as much, as you have to do as much as you can in that short nap time window that you possibly can fit in. So I'm not sure how much more I can get done today. It's already 12:45 and I have to leave at 2:30 to pick up my daughter from school. So I'm thinking I want to wear this sweater today because it's very cold. This is not something I hand knit. I'm pretty sure it's machine knit. It is 100% wool and it's just a really beautiful sweater that I like a lot and it's comfortable. But one of the problems it has is the seam is starting to open up. So I think today I'm going to mend that because I think part of, being a knitter, I appreciate every piece of clothing that I have and the effort that goes into making them. And a little hole like this is something that I can easily mend myself. And then I can continue to wear this really beautiful item. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on my daughter's sock and eat some lunch and have a work call and fit it all in before my son wakes up. And then we have to go pick up my daughter. I think this afternoon I'm going to take them to Trader Joe's, pick up some groceries, and then we should have a pretty chill night. So, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Good evening. So today was a very busy day of mothering, basically. I didn't get much knitting done at all. I am probably like, I don't know, 1.5 inches into the foot of the second sock. So I might work on that some tonight and work on this video. But I did fix my sweater. That was good. And I did go to the grocery store and I did make dinner for my children and get my daughter to take a shower and get them both into bed successfully. So I guess those are all wins, and some days you have more time for knitting than others. And this was a low knitting day. But that's okay. There's always tomorrow, and I'm excited to keep going with this. Thank you for all of your support, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.